Finally, after everything our heroes have been through, it all ends here. See, on the last issue of Spider-Man and Wolverine, they were able to cook the Revengers, cook the Arachnics, and get back to their own world. But there was an issue, a pretty stupid one in my opinion. The world where Arachnics is from simply took too damn long to lock him up. What our heroes used to subdue him simply wore off. Then he went on a killing spree, and now he's in the OG Marvel universe. But it only gets worse. See, in his universe, he killed Mariko, who was married to Mr. Fantastic. But the original Mariko in the original Marvel universe has been recently resurrected, and now Arachnics is here too. So without either side knowing it, it's really a race to see who gets to Mariko first. Wolverine's got some baggage he's got to get off his chest. This is the woman he's loved more than anyone else. While Arachnics is a murderous psychopath, and he would not mind killing Mariko again. So it's time to find out how our heroes will finally officially stop Arachnics. And afterwards, what's next for the both of them? Let's get into it. As Logan and Peter have made it to Mariko's place, and Peter tells him, "You can do this, big guy, I believe in you." As Mariko comes to the door, and Logan thinks to himself, Mariko Yashida, my ex-fiancée, mother to our adopted daughter, Amiko, and the woman I killed. All the happiness and sadness I ever experienced in life, wrapped up in a single person. And as Peter tries to introduce himself, Logan growls and Peter gets the message. He's out of here, as he once again wishes him luck and leaves. And as he's swinging through the city, he thinks to himself, well, that was nice. Fulfilled my mitzvah quota for the month. Reuniting past lovers who've each come back from the dead. Just another day at the office for yours truly. Wait, Spider-Sense, what's as someone kicks him right in the back? And he doesn't understand. I'm being attacked? In Canada? I thought everyone here was too polite to attack anyone. But of course, someone as crazy as Arachnics is not too polite for anything. He's here to kill Peter. As Peter thinks to himself, oh no, Arachnics. But how? And he tells him, surprised? You shouldn't be. Or maybe you thought you were the only one smart enough to manipulate Richard's tech. And as Peter's cracking jokes, he knows how serious this is. I'm in trouble. Arachnics killed at least 10 versions of me already, and that was with Wolverine backing him up. Come on, Logan, react to all this commotion and get in the game. But Logan is busy with Mariko, as they both speak in Japanese. And he tells her, I'm sorry I didn't reach out sooner. I thought maybe you didn't want to see me. And she tells him I didn't. Oh, well there it is then, as he looks down in shame. And as they continue to talk, Peter is going back and forth with Arachnics, and the moment he gets cocky, Arachnics pulls those claws out. Things are getting intense, cutting Peter right in the shoulder. And while he's fighting for his life, Logan is still talking to Mariko as she says, you have to understand, I've already done this once before. But Logan doesn't understand what she means, and she continues, saying goodbye to you once and for all, closing our difficult chapter, and that was painful enough. And Logan knows exactly what she's talking about as he says, yeah, I had heard you reunited with a version of me from the future. Strange life I dragged you into, ain't it? But she reassures him, you dragged me into nothing. My father is the one who set me down this path long ago. And now I'm the furthest thing from the woman you loved. But Wolverine does not believe this, as she continues to explain. You don't know what I've become. The Gorgon didn't merely resurrect me. He turned me into one of his enforcers, a killer, unworthy of something as precious as love. But saying this to Wolverine of all people, he knows this isn't true, as he tells her, not possible. All this tells me, Mariko, is that you're now as strong on the outside as I've always known you were on the inside. But she pulls away from him. You don't see it. The pain I'm in, as Peter is seriously struggling with Arachnics now, and he thinks to himself, this isn't working. Need to create a little distance between us. Buy some time to use this. One of 4587 Reed's anti-web bullets, as he throws it right at him and continues to think. I knew it'd end up being a good idea to take one of these back with me as a souvenir. But this time Arachnics is ready. Oh, this is almost clever. But what's that old saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, and I'll gut you like a trout. As he cuts this bullet in half, he will not go down the same way again. As Peter punches him while taking a cut right to the gut, and he tells him, I don't think that's the saying. Peter seriously needs help as we get back to Wolverine. I never wanted to hurt you, but Mariko tells him, you haven't. You've brought me so much joy, Logan. I love you. I will always love you, but I look in your eyes, and all I'm reminded of are the terrible things that happened to us. I'm sorry, but if you truly care for me, then you won't be here when I return. As she walks away. This is not working out the way Logan had hoped. As we get back to Peter and Arachnics, and now the police are getting involved, which is not good, as Peter tells them, no, get away from the roof! But they don't have time, as Arachnics jumps right at them, and Peter thinks to himself, police in danger, just what I need. Arachnics, don't forget about me. Remember, the guy you want to kill for the 11th time? As Peter pulls him away from the helicopter. And finally, Wolverine is starting to see it, as he thinks to himself, what the hell's going on over there? Probably nothing. This is just me looking for a distraction. Well, I could use a distraction, and preferably someone to hit, as Peter is still trying to get the police to go away, telling them, "Clear the roof, this guy's dangerous, see?" But Arachnix wraps Peter around, pulls his claws out and says, "Oh, I'll show you dangerous." But before he can kill my goat, Wolverine finally shows up, and Peter wants to know how it went with Mariko, but they'll deal with that later. Right now, it's finally time for Spider-Man and Wolverine to kick Arachnix's ass. But they're having trouble doing this. He knows their moves, he's killed them so many times. So because he's so used to fighting them, he overwhelms them pretty damn easily, causing Peter to panic and rush in, trying to save Wolverine. But Logan is fine. He's telling Peter to watch out because he almost goes right into getting his head chopped right off. And the same goes for Wolverine, as he dives in, gets reversed, and almost beheads himself. This move that he tries to do to Peter and Wolverine is how he killed them in the 7th issue. Well, versions of them. But of course, it's gonna be a lot harder to cook the originals. Wolverine even makes note of this. Other Wolverines fell for that one, and Arachnix tells him so many times. Now can you just let history repeat itself, and as he's stabbed right in the back. "I'm sorry, I don't know the history you speak of, but the Scarlet Samurai will not let you hurt anyone in her city." This fight has gone from a 1v1 to a 2v1 to a 3v1. Exactly how I thought it would go when I brought it up in the last issue. He's not in his universe anymore. There are plenty of allies to whoop his ass in the original universe. But even with this new player, they are still struggling. Having the combined powers of Spider-Man and Wolverine is seriously no joke. As Peter thinks to himself, "I don't know who this new player is, but I like her. But even with the new set of hands, I don't think we're walking away from this." As Arachnix still gets a decisive hit on him, and he's really taking a beating. Even Wolverine says to himself, "We ain't walking away from this." But as he gets the better of Spider-Man and Wolverine, he removes the helmet of the Scarlet Samurai to reveal Mariko. I thought this was pretty obvious, but remember, he is extremely obsessed with her. If he couldn't have her, no one could. That's why he killed his Mariko in his universe, because she was in love with Reed. And now, in the OG universe, now that he sees her for the first time, he pauses, he's surprised. And as Peter also sees his Mariko, he says to himself, "Wow, now I really need to get those details." As Arachnix pauses and tells her in Japanese, "Mariko, my love, I'm from another Earth, one where I'd lost you, but now we can be together." Peter sees this is their only chance to get him, as they sneak up behind him, ready to subdue him, and he continues, "In my universe, I was your great love." But Mariko is no fool, immediately seeing that Arachnix is insane. But he continues to try and warn her, "Don't do this, Mariko. Don't make me kill you like I had to back on my Earth." But Wolverine loses it, as he thinks to himself, "I failed Mariko before. Arachnix is giving me a shot at redemption here. It may mean the end of me, but I'm gonna take it." As he goes into a berserker rage and gives it everything he has, even surprising Mariko, and Peter thinks to himself, "Never seen Logan fight like this, like he's fighting against his own past." Not only will Wolverine do anything to protect Mariko, but we already saw he sees Arachnix as the piece of shit he used to be. He refuses to let that touch Mariko again. And with Wolverine in such a state, Peter actually has time to pick up one of those anti-web bullets. Even though it's cut in two, there is still some fluid left, as he tells Wolverine, "I've got an idea, slice him open," which is exactly what Logan's been doing this entire time. And with Arachnix being almost in two, Peter drops it right inside, hardening him once again. They're able to beat him the same way. But Logan is done, as he says, "Good luck reforming with your head separated from your shoulders." But once again, a reoccurring theme in these issues is Peter tells him not to do this. As Wolverine says, "What? Don't kill him." He said it himself. He's killed Mariko before, and he'll do it again. As long as he's alive, Mariko will always be in danger. But we've been here before, many, many times, and I know what you're gonna say. There's always another way. So, we'll try yours. Thanks to your little web bomb, this bitch ain't going anywhere. And with Arachnix subdued, he takes the time to go speak to Mariko, as they talk in Japanese. "Are you okay? That man is formidable. You don't know the half of it. Thank you for coming to help. You didn't have to do that." But she makes it clear, as I said, "I will always love you. Maybe it's that love that makes the past too painful for me to bear." And as they embrace, Peter takes the time to crack a joke, and Arachnix is having none of it, simply growling because he can't do anything else. As we catch back up with them a day later in the Baxter building, and Mr. Fantastic says, "Alright, the transdimensional portal is stable." And Peter offers to take Arachnix back himself, but Reed continues, "No need. I make it a point to never pass up the opportunity to visit a parallel universe." And it's pretty cool to see our OG Reed actually make an appearance. As Peter turns to Logan and says, "Wanna grab a beer? You don't drink." True, but I want to hear all the juicy Mariko related deets. But Logan tells him, not too much to tell, she needs space. But before they can even start to have that conversation, Bing Fang Foom is now attacking New York. And it's time for our heroes to do what they always do. And this is where the issue ends. So we've gone through all 10 issues, and I really want to talk about it a little bit. I thought this was alright. It had some highs, it had some lows. These are two heroes I really like, especially Spider-Man, he's my favorite. I think for most people, the height of these issues was these two fighting each other, and after that, it was kinda hit or miss for me. But it was enjoyable enough for me not to say it was all bad. Either way, I'd love to know how you guys felt about the issues 1 through 10, as I try and cover something else Marvel related, because I noticed my page is a lot of DC. Either way, hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys on the next one.